Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldgrim here and welcome to yet another episode. In today's video we are going to make a silver character tier list. As I have seen that you guys really enjoyed my last two tier lists, and because of that I'm going to give you yet another tier list, but I promise after this one it will be some time until the next tier list, because I want to diversify the content, but I'll make more tier lists in the future and this will be the last one in some times. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, dislike it if you dislike it. And in this tier list we will take a look at all the silver characters. We'll be ranking them from the best to the worst. Keep in mind that this ranking is not going to be ranked on purely damage dealing capacity or on any single game mode. We will take into consideration every single game mode in the game and how useful those specific characters are in all of them combined, and then draw some conclusions and put them on the tier list. With all that being said, let's get into the D tier. In the D tier we are going to have two characters. First of all, we are going to have a Silver Catwoman. Silver Catwoman is going to be a pretty terrible character because of the fact that, first of all, there's nothing to stand out for her in terms of her abilities, and her passive is going to be 100% useless in combat. And the next character in the D tier is going to be the Silver Swamp Thing. And yes, Silver Swamp Thing is going to have crap attacks, is going to have pretty much crap abilities, is going to have a close to useless passive. And at this point he's a meme. Like, I could argue for putting him up in the C tier, but it's just too much of a meme of a character to not put in D tier. So yeah, I'm sorry, Swamp Thing. So yeah, this was D tier, a pretty short list, a pretty short tier, and characters that don't need really much talking about them. But it's okay because they are bad characters and I don't really care about them. Let's get into the C tier. Starting off in the C tier, we are going to have Amazonian Warrior Wonder Woman or something like that. It's going to be a character that was present in the game at some point as something like exclusive, but she's not good at all. The only thing that stands out for her is going to be the fact that she will have a shield, and I guess that's good, and she will have decently smooth attacks, but other than that, there's really nothing to make her stand out from other characters, and her having a shield is the only thing that's going to keep her out of the D tier. Next up we're going to have Deadshot, and for Deadshot the only thing that is going to stand out for him, keeping him away from the D tier, is the fact that he gives some critical attack chance to the entire team. Next up we're going to have Silver Harley Quinn. The only thing that's keeping her out of D tier is going to be the fact that she will give some attack to the team and some pretty decent damage on the swipe attacks of the team. Next up we're going to have Silver Joker. Silver Joker is going to stun the enemy for a few seconds when he dies, and also give your team some bars of power. This on paper sounds good, but yet again he needs to die, so you need to screw up in order for this to trigger. So that's not really a passive I like, and he's in the C tier because that's useful in some situations, not very useful in others. Also, he's got some pretty cool abilities. Next up will be Silver Black Canary. Though keep in mind, we'll have in this list Silver Black Canary and Silver Green Arrow, and if I was to think about them as a team, because they boost each other, they would score probably a little bit higher, but I didn't consider them as a team, I considered them as individual characters. And Silver Black Canary is going to not be one of the best silver characters, unfortunately. She's going to have increased damage on her fast attacks, and she's going to give increased critical attack chance, I think, to Silver Green Arrow. So yeah, when she's paired up with him, she will be pretty decent, but other than that, she's... sorry for the interruption, somebody rang my door wanting to ask me if I want to buy an overpriced toaster. So yeah, that's that. We were talking about Silver Black Canary. And we are concluding the fact that she's pretty crap if she's not in a team with Silver Green Arrow, and even if she's in the team with Green Arrow, is not something that is going to perform amazingly. Next up we're going to have Scarecrow. Scarecrow is going to be pretty average. He can disable abilities on his special 2 if I remember that right, and he can stop tag outs and drag the enemies back in the fight. Yet again, nothing amazing, but at least it's something above the D tier. And the last one on the C tier is going to be Silver Wonder Woman, and same as Silver Amazonian warrior or something like that, Wonder Woman, she's going to have the only thing standing out for herself being the fact that she's going to have a shield. And that's enough to get her above D tier, but not much further. The passives for both of them, I think there are some attack increase depending on some other stuff. The attack increase is going to be so little that will not be taken into consideration. So yeah, this was everything for the C tier. Now let's move on to the B tier. In the B tier, we are going to start off with Bane. Bane is going to be a great character. He will give your whole team some critical attack chance, and he will boost their damage on their basic attacks. And you might wonder, well, Bane is a great character, why is he just B tier? Because later in the game he becomes useless. So let me explain something. When you build a character that needs critical attack chance, then you are going to max that critical attack chance on that specific character, or getting very close to being maxed. And in that case you will not need any more Bane. So Bane is going to be a great support for any character that is not 100% built yet. But at the point where you optimize a character, Bane is not going to be the best choice for support for a character, because the critical attack chance that he will give will be just lost, because your build is optimized and you don't need his critical attack chance boost. He is one of the best supports for characters that don't have their builds optimized, but once you reach peak performance with your character, Bane will be unfortunately left behind. Next up in the B tier, we are going to have Flash. Flash is going to be here for a few reasons. I think worth noting is that he has his first special that splits damage to the entire enemy team. It's not going to be like a Raiden special 3 level splitting damage, but it's going to be pretty decent. And the thing that really makes him stand out from the others is the passive that makes his entire team get a passive boost of fast attack chance. And that makes him a great support, a very versatile support that you can use in a lot of teams. But yet again, same problem with Bane. For optimized characters, there are much better teams and much better choices, and he will be kind of useless to them, since if they need fast attack chance, they will most likely have it maxed. But he's a support that you can stick in any team and he can perform pretty well. Next up, we are going to have Green Arrow, and Green Arrow will have a few things standing out for himself. First of all, yes, he's going to be much better when if it comes to pairing him up with Silver Black Canary, but we're not going to take that into consideration. And the other thing that really makes him stand out is the fact that he's going to have Power Drain on his special one. And yeah, that's going to be great, and overall he's a pretty decent, a pretty balanced character, decent and balanced enough to make it to B tier, not so much to make it higher. Next up, we're going to have Gorilla Grodd, and this might be a surprising pick for you. You might be like, why wasn't he in C tier? Well, he wasn't in C tier because, first of all, he's got a shield, and the shield is also always good to have. Yeah, but Wonder Woman also had a shield. You put her in the C tier, yes, but unlike Wonder Woman, Gorilla Grodd is going to be able to do an infinite combo when the enemy is in the corner. And I think that's an impressive feat enough to put him 1 tier above. So yeah, it's that thing, you go, you push the enemy all the way to the right of the map, then you tap 3 times, swipe back, block, and swipe right yet again, and you are going to be able to do that endlessly with this character and with any Gorilla Grodd character. And I think that thing, coupled with the fact that he has a shield, is quite enough to make him a B tier. You might argue for downgrading him to C tier, but I'll leave it here. I'll leave him here for now. Next up, we're going to have Silver Robin. Silver Robin is going to be a great combo builder, one of the best combo builders in the game, because of the fact that his passive will give him a chance to double the hit counter on his attacks, and that stacks upon fast attack chance, so he will easily stack 4 fast attacks at the same time. This makes him an amazing combo builder. The only character in the game that could build combo faster than him would be Justice League the Flash. But other than that, I didn't put him higher, even though he's so amazing, because not many people use him. He's not really being used as a combo builder, and he doesn't really need to be used as a combo builder. So next up in the B tier, we are going to go with one last pick. This is going to be Silver Aquaman. Silver Aquaman I might have put a tier lower before or something, or maybe left him in this tier, and I don't know, but the thing is, the important thing about him is the fact that, first of all, he has Power Drain on his special too. That's always good and always important. And a very interesting thing is the fact that he previously had an useless passive, which gave you stun resistance for every might teammate that you have. But guess what? Now with the soul rates we got Boss Joker to fight. Boss Joker is going to have the most annoying thing, being the stun that he can inflict upon you while you tag in. The characters that you're going to need to use against Joker are going to be King Lance Aquaman and Batman Jaguar Lagroad as a combo builder for him, and guess what, they are both might. So by putting Silver Aquaman as third member, you'll be able to easily avoid most of the stuns, and that makes him a great character for that specific role. This was everything for the B tier. You could argue for some characters going lower or higher. Now looking back to this, I think I should have made this list all the way to E tier and kind of divided the B tier in two, but I guess now it's too late for that and I'm too lazy. But all the characters in this and the B tier are going to be great. With all that being said, let's move up to the A tier. In the A tier we are going to have three characters, starting off with Silver Cyborg, and yet again it's kind of late in the video to mention this, but they are in no particular order, and each one of them is not as strong as the other, but I was too lazy to also order them from the worst to the best or the best to the worst, and that might have confused people and led to further disagreements. So yeah, we are going to start off with Silver Cyborg. Silver Cyborg is going to be a great character because of the fact that he will regenerate health while he is out of combat. Yeah, he can be amazing for Arena and Champions Arena, and even for some specific scenarios in raids. He will have a very high multiplier in his special tree, which means he will deal high damage with that, and at the same time he will have power drain on his special one. The most impressive feat, of course, being the fact that he can regenerate with the help of his passive, but his kit is nothing to live in the shadow, and it's worth talking about. So overall, a very fun to play character, a very unique and useful character in some situations, but you can't really fit him in any team. A team that you'll see with the S tier characters. Next up in the A tier, we're going to have a Silver Batman. Silver Batman is going to be a great character. He can act like a support character because he gives some critical attack chance, but yet again the same problem with Bane, that he will be useless to characters that are already fully built. And he also is a pretty decent damage dealer. He is the best damage dealer out of all the silver characters in terms of dealing raw damage. If you pair him up with Justice League Superman, he can reach all the way to 14 million or something like that. So yeah, he's a king of damage dealing in terms of silver characters. He's also pretty good in Arena because he's special too. But he didn't quite make it in the S tier because the S tier characters are going to be just amazing and just too versatile. And next up we're going to have Armored Superman. We're going to have Silver Superman. You could argue to drop him to B tier. I like to keep him all the way to A tier because of the fact that I really like the concept of this character. He's going to have a shield that many characters on this list had, and at the same time with that he's going to have some defense buff from his passive that also applies to his teammates, so that's also good to have, and at the same time he's going to have a chance to ignore the attacks that are going to be inflicted on him, the normal attacks, not special attacks. So by ignoring the normal attacks, he will also not get staggered when he gets hit by them, so he can continue into kind of an infinite combo if you get lucky with the passive. Overall, a great tank, great for Arena, great for Champions Arena, but I haven't seen him used in raids and soul raids unfortunately, but he's a great tank overall. This was everything for the A tier. Now let's get into the S tier. Now let's get into the S tier, and this time we'll take it from the right to the left, starting off with the Silver Green Lantern. Silver Green Lantern is going to have some pretty cool abilities, one of the coolest looking special trees in the entire game, but the thing that really makes him stand out and makes him get all the way up here is going to be his passive. His passive is going to give a shield to himself and to his teammates that is equal to a percentage of their health. The shield will be applied at the beginning of the fight, and you might be like, yeah, it's just a shield, it will mitigate some damage. It will mitigate much more damage because of the fact that while you have that shield, and at least until that shield is broken, you will not get staggered when you get hit by attacks. So don't think about it like this shield will block a full combo from the enemy. No, it will prevent a full combo from the enemy because the enemy will try to begin his combo and it will get straight away interrupted by you. So he will not even get the chance to do so, and sometimes that shield lasts all the way to the end of the fight because the enemy is simply unable to damage you because you keep interacting them. And before he was useful in Arena and Champions Arena, I didn't really see him shine in raids, but right now he has a very interesting use in solo raids. Like, it's not the most optimal thing, but it's going to be a pretty time-saving thing. Like people who have high level artifacts and are going to fight fights that they know they will one shot by a mile and it will be just simply an overkill. They will basically kill the boss before the timer even ends. They will put this character in their teams, and as you know, the new artifacts also give a ton of health. So that way, this character will give like Black Manta a huge health shield, and will make Black Manta just be playable by tapping your screen. By doing simply the combo tap 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 swipe right, tap 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 swipe right. Just don't touch the block button the whole fight because you don't need to if you have this guy. So yeah, that's also his utilization right now, and I think it's pretty cool. And the last character in this tier is going to be none other than Dr. Fate. Like, yeah, you most likely saw this coming. Dr. Fate is going to be the best silver characters. I said that they are not in particular order in this list, but between those two, Dr. Fate is going to be far better. Dr. Fate is going to be able to do one simple thing, which is reducing the cost of your abilities. And by reducing the cost of your abilities, for him and his teammates, it's going to be very useful and a must-have character in most of the teams in the entire game. Because, yeah, go ahead and name a character who does not benefit from the power reduction that he provides. Yes, for some characters there might be some more optimal teams, but in theory he could successfully support any character in the game, no matter how built or unbuilt that character is. And he's going to be a go for along with Power Girl, which has more or less the same passive. He's going to be a go for many of the great raids and soul raids teams, like Yuntan Sakomen team, Silver Banshee team, and stuff like that. So yeah, one of the most, actually not one of the most versatile character in the entire game, I can easily say that, and the most used, most likely character in the entire game. We have here Dr. Fate for you. As a character himself, he's not really that strong, but he doesn't need to be. And actually he is, because I even forgot to think about the fact that he's got now an infinite combo, a perfect infinite combo if you equip the Father Box on him. So yeah, this character is going to be the best support character and one of the best combo builders in the entire game, if not the best if you equip the Father Box. So yeah, here you have it, the best silver character. So this was basically my list. Yet again, this is just my personal opinion. It's subject to change depending on future events and future uses of the characters. If you have a different opinion, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe to support the channel, dislike it if you dislike it, maybe hit that bell button to get notified for every single upload, and I'll see you in the next one.